I just love Trump. That's my boy. Like,
James Brown. In the music world, Brown was a legend, but his personal life was shadowed in scandal. In 1988, he was arrested for domestic assault. Brown was then interviewed on CNN by Sonia Friedman, and it did not go well.
He was released yesterday on $15,000 bond. He joins us from Atlanta to discuss the charges, and we welcome you, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America.
Brown behaved erratically throughout. He randomly sang to avoid answering any intense questions. Yet when he did decide to answer something, it wasn't very coherent, except when it came to his gospel magazine. Then Brown responded articulately.
On this week, I think we have the Pope and I believe the Williams brothers. And next week we're going to have Reverend Al Sharpton, I think, on the cover.
It was bizarre. At the end, he sang "This is a Man's World," only for Friedman to sarcastically thank him for reminding everyone.
This is a man's world!
Thanks for reminding us of that. Every once in a while, we forget.
Get up
but
off
we've
of that
remembered again. James, good luck on your tour. Thanks for being with us. I guess we're going to hear lots more.
Hasta luego.
In the aftermath, people were convinced Brown was under the influence, something he had a troubled history with. Britney Spears. In 2003, ABC interviewed Britney Spears, who was going through a public breakup with Justin Timberlake at the time. Diane Sawyer was given the task of getting the big scoop, but instead of achieving that, the journalist thought it was a good idea to verbally berate the pop star.
What happened to your clothes?
Well, I have on clothes now.
I know, but what's this about? No kidding, what is it about?
What is it about?
Yeah.
It's about doing a beautiful picture.
Sawyer told Spears that then First Lady of Maryland Kendall Ehrlich had proclaimed she would shoot Spears if the opportunity arose. Sawyer then seemingly empathized with Ehrlich as she criticized Spears' influence on children.
Because of the example for kids and how hard it is to be a parent and keep all of this away from your kids.
Well, that's really sad that she said that.
Add in sections of Sawyer asking the toxic singer about her virginity and accusing her of cheating on Timberlake, and we have an incredibly long and uncomfortable chat.
You broke his heart. You did something that caused him so much pain, so much suffering. What did you do?
In 2021, Spears posted on social media slamming this infamous interview.
In a since-deleted post to Instagram on Monday, the pop star wrote, quote, "Do we dare forget the Diane Sawyer interview in my apartment almost 20 years ago? What was with the 'you're in the wrong' approach? Geez, and making me cry?"
Lindsay Lohan. In 2013, Lohan appeared as a guest on The Late Show with David Letterman to promote Scary Movie 5.
You have to be in rehab May 2nd. Are you going to be there? You'll be there, right? Who's taking you to rehab? You don't want to talk about that either, right?
Instead, she was ambushed with a series of questions about her stint in rehab and her substance use disorder. As she points out, this wasn't an agreed-upon topic.
What are they rehabbing, first of all? What is on their list? What are they going to work on when you walk through the door?
We didn't discuss this in the pre-interview.
No, but
Lohan then sees a list of her scandals Letterman had written down and the jokes attached. At one point, Lohan seems to cry from Letterman's constant questioning.
Stop.
Oh, she's tearing up a little bit. God bless you.
I love you too.
There you go.
But this isn't the only time the talk show host has been bizarre with his methods. In 1998, with Jennifer Aniston as a guest, Letterman creepily got close to her, put her hair in his mouth, and sucked on it. Kanye West. In recent years, Kanye West, now known simply as Ye, has seen many controversies. But perhaps the most infamous was when he arrived at the TMZ office for a chat in 2018.
What happened last week with the Make America Great Again hat? What are you trying to do with the message you're sending?
well, it was really just my subconscious. It was a feeling I had.
Kicking things off, he begins with rambling responses before delving into his passion for Donald Trump. And then, West seems to suggest that because slavery went on for 400 years, it was a choice for the victims.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all?
He then goes further by suggesting the black community is, quote, mentally imprisoned. This sparked a member of the TMZ staff to fire back with their disgust at West's comments.
Frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
Afterward, the rapper attempted to walk back his comments on social media by stating he knows that people weren't shackled out of free will. Charlie Sheen. In 2011, the Two and a Half Men actor watched his professional and personal life collapse due to substance use disorder.
The first question America wants to know, are you clean right now?
Look at me, duh. Drug tests don't lie.
When was the last time you did drugs?
Don't remember, don't care. Drug tests don't lie. The scoreboard doesn't lie.
After the show went on hiatus, instead of keeping his head down, Sheen took part in a series of unsettling interviews. One of the big ones was with ABC. There, the actor spoke about his substance use disorder and dropped the infamous tiger blood message.
I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get tiger blood, man.
Next, he claimed he was on a substance called Charlie Sheen and told the interviewer that if they tried it, they would perish and their face would melt off.
Yeah, I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body. Too much.
A few days after the interview, Sheen's contract on the sitcom was torn up. Megan Fox. In 2020, an interview with Fox on Jimmy Kimmel Live in 2009 was rediscovered and went viral for all the wrong reasons.
Going,
Your career has become very big. Everything is taken off for you. Yeah?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Well, yeah.
I think so.
Oh, thank you.
You're on the cover of every magazine.
Sometimes, yeah.
The actor talked about the time she was an extra for a club scene for Michael Bay's 2003 film Bad Boys 2. Because she was only 15 then, she couldn't hold a drink or sit at the bar during filming. So, Bay had her in a bikini, dancing under a waterfall instead.
So his solution to that problem was to then have me dancing underneath a waterfall getting soaking wet. And that's
perfectly wholesome.
At 15, I was in 10th grade. So that's sort of a microcosm of how Bay's mind works.
Yeah.
Fox then made the point that that's how the director's mind works. Kimmel, instead of being disturbed, joked that that's how everyone's minds work, apparently. Fox is clearly uncomfortable at her grim story being used for an inappropriate punchline before the topic quickly moves on.
It's really a microcosm of how all our minds work, but some of us have the decency to repress those thoughts and pretend that they don't exist.
Right.
Sean Connery. James Bond is already not the most progressive action hero, especially the portrayal of him from the Connery era.
I'm Mr. Goldfinger's personal pilot.
You are? And just how personal is that?
I'm a damn good pilot. Period.
And this interview with the actor reflects some of those aspects. In 1987, Connery spoke to ABC's Barbara Walters. Having already made problematic statements about women in the past, he reaffirmed his beliefs when Walters brought them up.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No.
Connery claimed that if every other method has been exhausted, then it's okay for a man to strike a woman.
No, I don't think it's good. I
think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else.
Walters did a great job at keeping her cool and basically letting Connery tarnish his own reputation.
It's the last resort. He's not going to do it because he wants to do it. Huh?
Wait till people see this interview. Are you going to get mail?
Prince Andrew. With serious allegations about Andrew and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein swirling, the UK royal took to BBC's Newsnight for an in-depth interview to address the scandal.
Why have you decided to talk now?
Because there is no good time to talk about Mr. Epstein and all things associated.
In the interview conducted by Emily Maitlis, Andrew didn't apologize to Epstein's victims and didn't regret his friendship with the convicted offender. When talking about his own scandal for possible underage relations, his excuse was bizarre.
You said you went to break up the relationship, and yet you stayed at that New York mansion several days. I'm wondering how long.
But I was doing a number of other things while I was there.
The allegation stated that in 2001, Andrew was sweaty after dancing at a London club with then 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre. He claimed that as a result of a, quote, adrenaline overdose during the Falklands War, he couldn't sweat at the time.
I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
The interview did the opposite of what Andrew wanted and strengthened the rumors about his possible misdeeds. O.J. Simpson. In 1995, the former NFL star was found not guilty of slaying his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
Many watching the unfolding court case were stunned at the verdict. In 2018, Fox released an interview they did with Simpson back in 2006. The corporation was banned from airing it at the time. Speaking with Judith Regan, Simpson conducts a hypothetical exercise.
Just go back and do the details. Where did you park?
I'd like to see the detail.
You park
in the hypothetical in the alley.
Right. You park in the alley.
Yeah.
And you put on a wool cap and gloves.
In the hypothetical, I put on a cap and gloves.
Pretending he was at the scene, he explores what happened on that fateful night to Brown and Goldman. Throughout, Simpson nervously chuckles as he goes into vivid detail about how he hypothetically slayed the two alongside his friend Charlie. This interview brought up uncomfortable memories for many, as well as made Simpson look incredibly suspicious.
After that, I don't remember, except I'm standing there and there's all kind of stuff around and
what kind of stuff?
Blood and stuff around.
R. Kelly. In 2019, with the allegations against the R&B singer gaining a lot of traction, Kelly tried to clear his name in an interview for CBS with Gayle King.
I'm surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and, and seeing things on the blogs and, I'm just tired.
And it backfired spectacularly. With erratic behavior, Kelly was questioned on the allegations stemming from the documentary Surviving R. Kelly. He claimed everyone was lying about him before attempting to cry. When that didn't go to plan and King further challenged him, Kelly went with an anger-filled rant.
Killing me with this. I gave out 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me.
He seemingly attempted to make it look like he was the victim in the situation. Throughout Kelly's unhinged and disturbing behavior, King was completely unfazed, which, relatively speaking, was incredibly impressive.
We have to have a conversation, really. I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talk.
But